Hey, look who it is.
Hey.
This is really
How are you? Welcome.
Come on in. Have a seat right over there. We'll turn the mic on.
All right.
Excellent.
Actually, or yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, that's fine. Either way,
okay.
either sit on the couch or sit wherever you are, wherever you're comfortable. Okay, cool.
Cool. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are
So,
you?
All right.
Frank is here.
Hi.
Frank, my apologies. I didn't get your last name right.
Liotti. That's all right.
Giotti?
Liotti. Like Ray Liotta, but without a career. And without an A, with an I.
Nice, man. Well,
That's
welcome.
great.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, we're live right now on govsradio.com.
I love that.
How did it go out there?
It was fun.
Yeah?
It was cool. It was, it's odd seeing people spaced apart like that. It feels like, a bread line or something with a fight if you put them close together. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
But at the same time, probably just happy to be back out.
So happy to be back out,
Sure.
and I love performing out here because I can say anything. They had, like, I was telling them how Bill Maher said that I hate Bill Maher because it makes me feel stupid because I feel like algebra that I had to take in 12th grade when everyone else took it in 9th. Right. And I would listen to Iron Maiden and smoke pot on the side of Pathmark. It was just a different
That's
time.
why you look familiar to me. Yeah.
But he did say something funny, how Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor of California.
Right.
And he said she's going to take the sack out of Sacramento. And he got in trouble. And I thought, I'd rather go after the people who are killing comedy than that guy who makes the joke.
That's
Exactly,
right.
man.
Yeah.
So what I love most about coming out here, it's I think where you're from. I remember when Jessica Kirsten was working on The Comedian, the De Niro movie.
Yeah, that was filmed here.
She let me come
Right.
out here with her because Jessica and I have been pals for years.
Oh, nice.
And Edie Falco and I both went to SUNY Purchase in the acting program, and I bump into her over the years forever.
Cool.
And Edie Falco said to me that night, no matter how many years I'm away from here, I always still feel like it's home.
Nice.
So that's why I love performing out here because I know where I can go with them. It's like I'm in high school again.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're not as stuffy as the other crowds are, right? There's not,
It's just more fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do like a Mike Pence is gay and has cum on his face joke out here because they'll get uptight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just a joke. If I'm going to joke about how horrible my Asian women professors are now that I've gone back to school because they won't give you a B+ if you cure COVID. Then I'm going to joke about Mike Pence being a homo too. And I'm gay, by the way. I'm not just being mean. So,
is that a thing though? Like the gaydar? Do you think Mike Pence is gay?
I mean, the thing is, I've seen people put his face on an ad for gay cruises where there were 4 of them wearing powder blue shirts with the face, and it's just such a good fit. And usually, if somebody is that homophobic,
Yeah.
I don't want to, I'm not going to be a beautician. It's not that level. It's let's burn them at the stake. Then it's okay. You want to get plowed. And he calls his wife Mama. I mean, case closed.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Honestly, that's gayer than a fucking beautician. Mama? What the fuck?
Yeah, usually people that have such hatred
That kind
it's
of
so
hatred?
deep.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like a self-hatred that they have to ruin everyone else's life. That's what happens.
All of those programs, they always have the HBO documentary about whatever it is to pray the gay away.
Right.
They either come out of the closet with the person they started it with, or they kill themselves, like my best friend did on Northern State because she had schizophrenia.
Oh,
wow.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, thanks for coming in with that, Frank.
Thank you for having me. I'm out of Lexapro Suite, so I need the money. Yeah.
But it seems like now's the time to be gay. It's a great time. Isn't it? It's an
It's
awesome
not.
time.
It's a great time to be transgendered and to identify as a Japanese praying mantis if you're a German cockroach.
Right.
It's fucking impossible. It's always been impossible. I went to Purchase and then I went to Yale Drama School. Let me tell you what. The reason why I've never seen The Sopranos is because The Sopranos, Goodfellas, The Godfather, Casino, they ruined it for all of us. There are no jobs. None. There's that one thing. And maybe once a year I'll get a call for greaseball number 3. And after a while, it hurts your feelings after you train for all these years. So with the gay thing, I was never that kind of gay dude. Oh, what do you wear? His shoes are those. Their highlights are amazing.
Right.
I never gave a shit about that. And it always annoyed me when someone would be like, do you like this belt? I would be like, don't fucking do that to me. I don't give a shit. I'm wearing a Taco Bell t-shirt.
Yeah, it's for lack of a better way to put it, a Tim Dillon type of gay.
Yeah, the only difference is he's Republican and I'm not.
Right.
And he also makes money doing stand-up, and I went back to school
But
to help people who drool.
But
Tim
you're not
Dillon's
effeminate.
gay?
No.
Yeah, Tim Dillon is.
Tim Dillon is gay.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He's loud and proud about it too.
I had no idea.
He's loud and proud about it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's
I didn't just
fun.
out him, just so everybody knows.
No. Tim and I kind of I think he started a year or two after I did, and like that's, even though I never see him a lot, that's always one kind of cool thing we had in common. And whenever I see him, he'll probably be like, yeah, I was just fucking with you, but he seems like a very genuinely, like, he's just a good guy who's also funny. He's fucking nuts,
Yeah.
like we all are,
Right,
but he's a
right.
good person, you know?
yeah.
Fucking faggot.
Are there levels to it, like
What?
like the Tim Dillon gay, and then really effeminate gay? Like,
I think that some people are just true to who they are. Some people really are themselves. Some people, I think, might feel like they have to fit into a certain category. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not that I don't, like, I grew up with sisters, 17 and 13 years older. Like, I grew up in the late 70s and 80s with, like, they bought Barbra Streisand Star Is Born the day it came out. So it's like, if anything was going to make me a shampoo boy, it was Debbie and Donna, the Liotti, back then. That said, it's not that I don't have those aspects. I mean, I do like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and I like to get high and watch Mommy Dearest. I have a podcast about cult movies.
Oh, nice.
But I just feel like there are other things to kind of flesh out. You know
right,
what
you
I
don't have to be
mean?
Put into a box,
Right,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people I think some people might have to do that to survive.
Right, yeah.
In wherever the fuck they live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it confuses people.
I actually, I'll be honest though, because I grew up in the 70s and 80s too, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually used to think that was an act until I got
Well, when
older.
somebody's really like that
like
intensely.
Richard Simmons, for example. Richard Simmons.
Right,
I
yeah,
thought that
yeah.
was an act, and I actually met Richard Simmons once.
Is he still gone? Like Jessica
Oh, yeah,
always
did-
talks about him missing. Is
I
I think he
still
did
missing?
resurface, didn't he?
Did he resurface? I remember like Howard Stern was searching for him. I think.
Searching
Oh, really?
for
Yeah.
Richard Simmons. That's an amazing book title, Searching for Richard Simmons.
And where could he possibly be?
I mean, really?
Right, it's not, yeah, I wouldn't think he can hide easily.
Where
Just
is
look for the
he?
fucking empty bottles of Shalimar and the brawn panties. Really? He disappeared.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Remember Deal-A-Meal, the paid commercials for Deal-A-Meal? Like,
Yeah.
you can have
Oh,
a McDonald's
yeah.
cheeseburger and then you'll never lose weight.
Whatever happened to that? You'd think if it was a success, it would still be around.
What, Deal-A-Meal?
Yeah, it
he
must
probably wouldn't have fucking moved to Guam or wherever the fuck he
yeah,
went.
exactly. The Deal-A-Meal.
Yeah, he lost his mind.
So let me. I want to backtrack.
Sure,
I want to go
sorry.
back to your Mike Pence thing. Where is a good place to talk about Mike Pence getting cum on his face? Because you said you couldn't do that here. So
Like,
where's
if
a
you
good place?
can't do that on Long Island, like, where can you ever do that?
Yeah.
Probably, what was that joke? Probably the city,
Okay.
Manhattan.
Right.
That is one not PC thing you can do in the city. What was that joke? Oh my God, because we have Zoom shows now. As the limousine drove down 7th Avenue, I saw a rainbow flag and two men holding hands. This is the apocalypse, I thought, as a tear rolled off my cheek and onto my erection. Like, that would do really well, but out here they get quiet. The one time I'd lose them. And it's
Yeah?
my favorite place to perform
Yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh,
You know,
that's
brokerage
interesting.
in here. Yeah,
Okay.
but it was, it's old at this point,
Well, right.
you know.
But yeah, that I mean, yeah,
But
those
still,
kind
I don't
of
even know
jokes.
who
It still has life
Kamala
to
is
it.
married to. Who's she married to? Who's the vice? What do they call it? The
man,
second man?
gentleman, second gentleman.
Second gentleman?
Second gentleman.
Yeah, that's weird. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
So Richard Simmons was supposedly a prisoner in his house, says Will. We're reading the comments here.
Really?
Prisoner in his house. Who was
Someone
keeping
wrote
him
Richard
prisoner?
Simmons is gay. John Wallinger.
My boy John Wallinger.
Richard Simmons is gay.
And then somebody had said, "Oh, let me just go back a little bit."
I have heard. I forgot about the thing about the Richard Simmons in the house, like Ray Liotta without the Shentics. Dude, who is that top fan?
That's Will Sharon. That's our friend Will.
Okay, Will, have you seen those fucking commercials for tequila or quitting smoking with Ray Liotta? Like, he literally looks like he just got out of being incarcerated.
Yes, he does.
He's got an
He does.
energy to him that is really, like, dark. Like, I smoked. And, I'd rather
Right.
watch those women who were the homecoming queen that have to talk through a fucking Panasonic.
I'd rather watch
disturbing.
Deal-A-Meal.
Deal-A-Meal.
Ray Liotta's intense, man. Whatever he does, it's just so intense. Like you said, there's a negative energy.
Dark.
Like he's
Holy
like, I will kill you in the night.
What the fuck? Look, lots of people have acne scars and shit like that. It's okay. What's he so fucked up about? Because he's doing tequila commercials instead of,
Right.
Yeah, instead of winning Oscars.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Poor old Ray.
He made me start smoking again after that, says John.
I thought it said top dog under Will's name. It says top fan because of that women in prison show on Netflix, Wentworth. Are all the women in prison lesbians?
Hopefully.
That's like saying all men interior designers and beauticians. Thanks to Shantix, I vape. What's better? Like the vaping thing, they look like such idiots. I'm like, would I rather get cancer like everyone in my family or look like an idiot and vape? Because they just look like,
I'm with you.
Like snobs.
It looks, it's like a cloud. Like just,
it's idiotic.
The clouds nuts coming out of the cars and stuff.
Yeah. Like those kind of heavy set girls with, they dye the hair orange and red and they hang out outside the head shops and the hair always fades, the hair color, the girls from Pennsylvania and Vermont who are into meth. Very tight stonewashed jeans. They vape.
They definitely vape.
Glitter nail polish, like in Silence of the Lambs, the girl on the table. She's glitter, she's town. Like those girls, they vape.
It's funny you mentioned Silence of the Lambs, and I forgot to mention this to you. Kevin Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm. So funny.
He's great.
I just posted something of him.
Oh, really?
Because we did Fatal Attraction on my podcast. And he's like, Alex, you've been quiet over there for a while. And she's like, well, I finally got the courage to throw acid on my boyfriend's car. They're making fun of Fatal Attraction. He's so funny.
Oh, he's outrageous.
He's great. He's awesome.
But he just posted, he was doing a show out in Pennsylvania, I think it was, and he knew where the Silence of the Lambs, he knew where Buffalo Bill's house was. So
Holy shit.
Oh, so
he
took a
stopped
picture
there
in
and he took a
front of-
picture.
yeah.
Like, he actually stopped his car or got off the train, however he was traveling, so he could take a picture in front of his house. Like, how the fuck does he know something
Holy
like that?
shit. Well,
I
it's
thought
like
that
we
was so
know
weird.
Ocean Avenue off of Montauk Highway, the Amityville Horror House.
Oh, okay.
Which
yeah.
looks like a fucking subdivision compared to that Beverly Hills mansion they show in the movie. It's that
That's
little
correct,
house.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little weird house.
Shit.
Faced the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like,
Why? Who fucking designed a front
Yeah,
door
what the-
on the side of the house?
Yeah, it's just a weird placement.
No wonder the ghosts were like, they didn't leave when they said
Yeah.
get
They
out.
couldn't
'cause
find
they
the
couldn't
door.
find the fucking
Yeah, they're
door.
like, which way do we go, man? I don't know.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
And who would want to buy it and live in that friggin' house?
I would. It's really nice. I mean, it is.
It is a
And
nice
it's around the
area.
water,
It's a
yeah.
$1 million home right there on the water.
Yeah.
You know that area, Amityville, you go a half a block and all of a sudden you don't have a cerebellum anymore.
You
You
get
get shot.
the wrong side of the tracks on the wrong side of
Amityville
the
is
tracks.
that
Yes.
town.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
rough.
And Copeg, too, yeah.
Copeg. When I was growing up in Copeg, there was an adult cinema in Copeg. I remember that from the newspaper. Rocky Point.
Sure, the newspaper, sure, that's how you know.
I was like
You don't
8 years
fool me.
old going to see Inside Jennifer Wells. You're like, what the fuck does that
That's
mean?
a classic, man.
Inside Jennifer Wells.
The Devil and Mrs. Jones.
The devil. You ever look at those movies now and wonder if they're all dead? The 80s.
I do.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And even that, like, what's his name? He's now in jail for,
Not Ron Jeremy.
yeah, Ron Jeremy.
Ron
He
Jeremy.
is, right?
How in the world does that happen?
For rape.
Right, but how? This guy bangs women for a living, and he still found
You know what
time and
happens?
the urge to want to rape.
Because they want to do something wrong. I think it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I could do whatever I want with this girl. He could rock a camel toe just like some of the best of them.
Yeah.
And then he gets bored with that and he has to get a woman.
Doesn't
who
make sense to
want-
me.
Well, he's not all there. I mean, you know what? I don't look. Somebody yesterday, somebody was like, "Don't shame the sex workers," which is, not my generation. Don't shame the sex workers. Why not? Who else are you gonna fucking shame if you don't shame a sex worker?
They shame me right here, white man.
I mean, Jesus Christ! Don't shame the sex workers. Please, but Ron Jeremy, this is where the gay gene's going to come out. If anybody shouldn't be using blue, black, nice and easy #1 hair dye from, Stop and Shop aisle 12, did he really not make any money doing like Bones for Cum Puppy Volume 8? No, he's not well.
Yeah.
Rape.
and then he tried to do straight, before he did that, he tried to do straight films.
Oh, did he?
And failed at that. Yeah, he tried to do like regular movies, try to be
Oh,
like
I
a
didn't
regular
know.
movie star. He gets appeared in like a couple indie films, and then also TV spots and things like that, and trying to,
Like Ronald
Yeah.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of them have. They look like they've had some rough living. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I'm like, I'm not pro sex industry, because they all have a space between their teeth, on the side of their teeth, never in between their teeth. The eye, like one eye, it's not like they're cross-eyed, but one eye's dead. Like it looks like a glass eye, like they're so dead inside. They're doomed. They're doomed, What's his name? We did Grease on my podcast because I wanted listeners, because I don't like those movies, but because I'm not gay. But what's his name? Sid Caesar was the coach, and it
Yeah.
was supposed to be Harry Reams.
Oh,
porn
really?
star from the 70s.
That would have
Wow,
been a
I've
whole
never-
different type
Very different movie.
Here's how you hold the back, kid.
Sandy would have worn those fucking disco pants a lot.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to her, Sandy, the one that married Danny Zuko, who could have had a career as like a scientist.
Yeah.
She got herpes and 4 kids by the time she was 21.
And she put on the weight.
She put on the weight. He worked at Exxon and disappeared with his pay envelope. She had 1 pack of Salem lights left at home. Whatever happened to Sandy? He's gone.
In a trailer somewhere or basement apartment. She's in somebody's basement apartment. Right
Holy
now.
shit, we did Xanadu on the podcast. I'd never seen Xanadu, but all the gays would write and be like, do Xanadu. It's the most boring fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's-
I like the
roller
music.
skating,
I'll be
right?
honest.
I
I
like
the
that
music.
one song. ELO
Yeah.
was cool.
ELO, yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
But it's like, I was thinking like Sandy married Danny and got addicted to acid, and it's like a hallucinogen. That
That's
whole
what it
movie
feels like, right?
makes no sense.
Right, yeah.
It's nuts. It's like,
But Gene Kelly's in it, so it's fine.
Gene Kelly's in that.
Isn't
really?
it? Isn't he in Xanadu?
he is in Xanadu,
Yeah.
and he
Wow.
does that thing like when
I
I
don't
was
know
in
why I
high
know
school in Hello Dolly in 10th grade, but I'm not gay. They would scream at us to smile. Gene Kelly could have a scene about being at Sloan Kettering, and he doesn't stop smiling. He looks like something's wrong with him. Like he has a damaged amygdala. He's from a different time. He's smiling constantly in Xanadu. She looks like Mr. Ed with rabies dancing next to him, though. When he dances, Olivia Newton-John looks like in the rodeo. You know how they have the thing in the, what is it, the bullfighting, when they have the thing in that little 3x2-inch thing and they lift the slot up and the bull comes out?
yeah.
That's what Olivia Newton-John looks like dancing next to Gene Kelly.
What's the name of the podcast?
Jiffy Pop Culture.
Jiffy Pop.
Nice.
That's a
Like it.
great name.
So this Isla Mel and I went to a camp together, Performing Arts Day Camp, when we were 12 and 13. But I never got fucked up the ass. And
Allegedly.
it's all the allegedly, like I'm gonna press charges. But it's all these movies that we were never allowed to see, like Looking for Mr. Goodbar or Fame, and we make fun of it. We're so politically incorrect. If ever I am a speech pathologist, I'm going to get canceled. Did you ever see Fame? Any of you? You said
Yeah,
you for
Fame was
fucking
great.
years in this ass-licking school. She was our guest on our podcast the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
Carol Massenberg.
Wow.
Nice.
Very like sweet and Christian. She's not like the kid in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
I heard
was like-
Leroy is passed away, right?
Dead.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Gene Anthony Ray.
Oh yeah, that's
Irina
it.
Cara, the buttoning her shirt.
She had the weirdest tits. Remember when Coco took her blouse off?
Yeah.
Honestly, it looked like very scabbed over mosquito bites.
That's why her career didn't go anywhere.
Horrible person. Yeah, she won an Oscar for Flashdance, though, the song. I mean, that's not fucking a bad run.
No.
No, she had a good run. I'm sure she,
She had
I
a
wonder
big
what she
drug
is
issue,
now.
didn't she?
Shelley Duvall is going to Red Lobster for her birthday in Texas. Irene Cara has an Oscar on the shelf. I mean, that's, nobody lasts forever.
Right, because when you hear Irene Cara, you
fame
think
lasts
Shelley Duvall.
forever.
My point is, like, what's her name? Lainey Kazan shoplifted a roast chicken last year.
Come
Like,
on, really?
Yeah, like,
Wow.
like there's no retirement fund for actors and stuff
Yeah.
like
They don't
that.
invest their money right.
You have
or
to really
whatever.
plan.
Yeah.
And what if it goes? What if the investment, doesn't pan out? What if they invested in the Flowbee or something stupid? Right. Like, what was something that didn't work out? I don't know, Zips, the ice cream parlor where you put your ice cream in a baseball hat from the 70s and 80s. Didn't work out.
They put it all in Betamax.
Well, we actually have
Max.
for our intro for our show, we actually got Ruth Buzzy to
Come on.
and she seems to be doing okay. Yeah.
She is one of the few people who's 90 who puts fucking shit. She knows somebody was like, Ruth Buzzy, you're going to learn how to use Instagram, so help me God. Because she has an
Yeah.
online presence.
Yes, she does.
And
Yeah.
she's not like trying to be funny. She's very honest.
Right. Yeah.
That's what fucking makes her still funny.
And, yeah. Meanwhile,
She's
she
sweet and funny.
in her prime.
Right?
She was freaking hilarious.
She
man.
was just
she was great.
Yeah.
She was a trip.
Laugh,
Remember
yeah.
her in Freaky Friday, the original?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Jodie Foster
Laughing.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Jodie Foster one. Yeah. But Ruth Buzzy is something else.
a treasure. Yeah. Yeah. So
A treasure. Who's the gay one in this room?
Ah,
A treasure.
Tony just got outed.
Ruth, if you're listening, you're a treasure.
I went to camp to get fucked in the ass. I will
You
not
know
deny
what?
it.
Pretty soon you'll be using words like splendid. Ruth, you're splendid. You're a treasure.
I got to show Frankie your camel toe picture.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, camel toe makes.
It's a male camel toe.
Who?
this guy. We want to know.
How do you have a male? If
Well, that's what we're curious
first show
about.
him the Han Solo.
They must have.
We
Solo.
can't show the picture on the air, but we can show the camel toe on the air. So if you then
You got to open it up.
Oh.
Do you ever see anything like that?
Is? Yes.
You know what this is?
I do know what it is.
Okay.
What do they call them? When you go to TJ Maxx and there's a big green sticker that says irregular on the jeans, and it's cut in that area. I hate the word crotch, makes me want to vomit. I don't even when Dolly Parton says it in 9 to 5. Crotch is like I'd rather say like cunt, clit, like crotch is the grossest word. But when you buy irregular jeans, they literally give you a fucking rectal exam, and it makes the male genitals look like that. Like seriously,
Really?
that looks
so
like.
is it like 50% off for clothes like
Yeah,
that?
so that's why they're like
So that's what he did, that's why.
$14.95.
so he got the bargain pants and
bargain
suffered the
pants.
consequences here.
I mean,
Wow.
honestly,
so you hate the word crotch.
it looks like he's trying to steal from the buffet. Like God knows what the fuck that is. Is it shrimp?
He's like, yeah, he's smuggling something in there.
Honestly, or
Some
those little Asian rolls that don't look like they're cooked enough. What are those called?
Oh yeah, I know what you
What are those
mean.
called,
They're
those
not like
things?
spring rolls, but they kind
Yeah,
of
like
it's
kinda
like a
in
little
that world.
like a
Like a-
spring roll.
They're light colored. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Not filled a lot. You ever go to the? My friend Scott was talking about the Chinese buffet. You know where they have like lo mein and mac and cheese and chocolate pudding and
Yeah, all in the
fucking
same row.
thing that tipped over Fred Flintstone's car. Like they have everything.
Yep.
Those people that work
Nothing's
there, you think they're
labeled.
all family? They look enslaved.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
They make those 5-year-olds that make clothes for Walmart look like they're at a fucking sandals resort.
We got a question from John Wallinger. Wants to know what was a better dance movie, Footloose
Hate it.
or Saturday Night Fever?
Oh, Saturday Night Fever. I mean, can I just? I have 3 words to say about Saturday Night Fever. Italian. There's all whites in Footloose. First of all, and Saturday Night Fever, John Wallinger. If you watch that movie again, that movie is fucking dark.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is dark.
Yeah,
yes.
it is.
Barry Miller, who's amazing, he was the kid in Fame. He jumps off the fucking, spoiler alert, Verrazano Bridge. Donna Pescow, Angie gets gang raped. At the time, they didn't
Yes.
have words like that. Back then,
She's
she was
another treasure.
promiscuous.
Donna Pescow. She's
fucking
great.
amazing.
She's
Yeah.
still hot today.
She looks great, and she looks great. Like there's no other attribute. You know what? She looks great. It's
looks
like
great.
talking to a flip flop, but she looks good. That's like Italian. My mother. She still looks
She's
good.
got to be in her 60s. But I'm
At
sure
least.
she still could look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to think she sang the theme song from Angie. I was so disappointed to see Maureen McGovern.
Yeah, 'cause she was on a TV show too.
Angie.
Yeah,
That's the
Angie,
name of-
yeah,
But she's
yeah.
on something now because we want to
Oh,
have
yeah?
her as a guest on JPC. Which
Sure.
did I say it right? Jiffy Pop Culture.
You did, you got it.
But I'm
Jiffy
afraid
Pop.
she's too big. Even though we had John Patrick Shanley,
I think you can get her.
John Patrick Shanley.
we did. And we had Carney Wilson, but it got erased.
What?
Why'd it get
What do you mean
erased?
it got
Why?
erased?
Because we'll both take credit for it. We accidentally erased the episode.
Oh,
and I'm too
man.
embarrassed to ask Carney Wilson to do it again.
Oh my
We had
goodness.
Buscemi.
Carney
we had
Wilson was
Buscemi.
interviewed
Steve
by
Buscemi on the
Jessica,
show?
right?
We had, I didn't say the first name, but it is in the Buscemi family. It's brother who may have had a few lines on Blue Bloods or Law and
Nice,
Order.
nice.
Long Islanders.
Long Island. Yeah.
You know, we had on here Ray Abruzzo. He played Little Carmine on The Sopranos. Get him.
that
He
was
was
a great episode.
fantastic.
Really?
He
Yeah.
was great.
was a
We
great
had
He
so
was a
much fun with him.
treasure.
Yeah, he was a
He
treasure.
was.
And no
splendid.
camel toe, oddly enough.
Yeah.
No
No, he was
camel
great.
toe,
Really,
no.
really good guy. We asked him to be on for maybe, 25, 30 minutes. He stayed on for like more than an hour.
Oh,
He
that's
was just
nice.
a really,
And
really
just
nice guy.
joking around with us.
First of all,
Yeah,
he's
a lot of fun.
Italian. But you know what
There you
else
go.
that says to me? That's somebody who had to pay their dues. Because
Yes.
whenever somebody, with the exception of Chris DiStefano, who is the most humble human being in the fucking world, who hit early,
Okay.
he did Letterman, and DiStefano and I went to a fucking open mic the next day at Bar by the Pothole on 2nd Avenue.
Wow, that's a cool-
If you
yeah.
step over the homeless person with sores on their legs, you've gone too far. Like
Yeah.
DiStefano was humble. But whenever somebody hits early, like Catherine Hahn that I went to grad school with. I remember friends of mine were at the stage door on Broadway when she was there, and they were, we're at the stage door, and she just texted back XO in lowercase. Like, the thing is, if you have to pay your dues, like Abruzzo, then you're a good person because you know that your number came up.
Right.
And it really, like, during this pandemic, I used to be like, where are the good Oscar movies that they used to have? You know where they are? Netflix and Amazon. Because there were a lot of talented actors out there. And if you're lucky enough to work, then you're humble, I think, if you paid your dues.
Yep, I agree.
You know what I mean?
100%.
As opposed to somebody who was a family, relation or 20.
So, as an actor, are you looking mainly for movies, or you?
Oh, I don't
Broadway
care.
Plays, or
You
anything?
just want to. I think that if you're in the business for a while, you just want to work. I don't like to shave because I look like I need a chin implant, but I had to shave this week. And if I don't get that fucking show, I hope it gets canceled.
So you normally rock a beard?
Yeah, I do. My 300 joke tonight bombed because of it. They're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I do. But no, I
I
just...
could see how the 300 would work.
It did.
Yeah,
It
yeah, I
used
can see
to.
it. Yeah.
You have like the look. going
It
on.
used to. But I don't know. As I've gotten older, for a while I was like, I just want to work. Now I just want to make money.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you see those commercials with white women and white people that are like, we knew that our money was doing well, but I was still worried that it wasn't enough for our retirement. I'm like, I have $48 and I'm on my way to fucking Walmart. So hopefully the guard won't be at the door after self-checkout or they can't read. So what is she talking about? How much is enough? How much do you need?
Self-checkout.
So I've been going back to school, and now all of a sudden I'm auditioning, which is obnoxious. Because if I get something, I don't know what I'm going to do.
What are you going back to school for?
Speech pathology, communication
for you.
disorders.
Very good.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I hate the stuff that's about like the child, but the stuff that's about the brain is really interesting. Like the damaged amygdala or the hippocampus where they blow up a school. It's not because they're not nice people. It's because they have brain damage.
Yeah.
I should
Got a
have been in
little
a punk
wacky
band.
stuff going on up there.
Well, and how's that going for you? The school. School.
It's good. It's the brains. It's interesting because I've been a performer for so long. It's actually really cool to use a different part of my mind. I mean, I couldn't get on stage, so that it is cool. What's obnoxious is speech pathology school is like med school. They only accept 13-14% because they have to give you a job to train while you're in school.
Okay.
What do they call that? Clinician.
Oh, okay.
So they don't accept a lot of people. And the only school I got into was NYU, which is $2,000 a credit. Oh, my And,
goodness.
my dad cleaned schools, and my mom worked in a factory, and I'm 78 years old, and I'm going to die on welfare in state hospital.
But you were happy.
What? Studying it?
No, I'm saying if you die on welfare, but at least you were happy.
I don't know, because I'm diabetic, and without Taco Bell, who is happy? That sounds so jokey, but I just saw myself on the monitor, and I was like that poor man, and it was me. I swear to God.
Don't say that about him. He's a treasure.
Yo, this dude Ray is hilarious.
This dude Ray.
Listen, Queen, does my skin look riddled with acne? You know who has acne, Joan Wallinger? And I feel bad saying this because she lives 10 minutes away in Long Beach. Joan Jett, riddled with acne. It looks like when
Really?
you let your 3-year-old play with the cookie cutter on Christmas Eve day.
Wow.
Yeah, a
No
lot of
kidding.
acne.
Yeah?
Maybe I feel like that could be from heroin use from years ago.
Yeah, I
You
wonder.
never know. 'cause
Right?
She was.
Yeah.
She was with Sid Vicious and,
Yeah, she rolled with the hardcore. back in the
Yeah,
day.
who do we meet
She
that was
rocks.
with the with her?
Who?
Ricky Bird, one of the original Heart.
Yeah.
Blackhearts.
Blackhearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in here
But
once
he's
with us.
he's
yeah.
totally sober and he doesn't
Yeah, he's
have
been
acne.
sober for a long time.
I don't know if
He has
she
very
she
sweet,
always
fresh skin.
She's like, I'm a vegan. She's a vegan, which I am too, but for diabetes. And, well, actually not for diabetes, so I can act like a dick. That's when you're a vegan.
Well, hey, being a vegan and we're just finding out about it now, that's good.
Yeah.
Normally, it's the first thing vegans do.
Well, normally I like to lift up my arm and show a hairy armpit, like those lesbians who like to show you the dead cat under their arm when they're vegan. Well, no, I will say the only time I talk about it is when someone on Facebook writes like, well, I'm healthy and I'm fine. But the truth of the matter is my triglycerides were 1,300 and they're supposed to be 150 or less. And I couldn't afford the medicine, which wasn't covered. And after a few months on a plant-based diet, because vegan you can eat the Impossible Burger, plant-based you can't. They went down to, I think, 90. And I don't need insulin or metformin, so it does work for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's the only time I'll ever talk about it is if my friends are diabetic or not well.
Right,
I'll be
right.
like, just read this book, Reversing Diabetes. I'm not going to, like I remember this guy said to me, how does it feel to have a cemetery in your stomach? You know what I mean? How does it feel to be a
Right.
dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not about saving the animals. You're about saving yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I do love the animals, but I'm not going to fucking throw out my leather jacket. It's already dead.
There you go. And they're delicious.
I look
But that,
Do you have to stay away from like a lot of starch and stuff with diabetes, or like
I'm good with
is that
like
good
that
with
Dave's
vegan?
bread that's like the price of a Toyota Camry, that really hardcore whole grainy stuff, but I
Yeah.
do stay away from like white pasta and rice and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
which is hard because with veganism, you don't have a lot of
You know,
choices.
you know
really.
what though? It's not as hard as I thought, and I'm a fucking food addict. Like this is not a joke. I wrote Entenmann's a letter when they changed from rectangle to square-shaped cakes.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I did. I was like, "Where's the frosting? Why are they so thin? And what happened?"
Yeah.
Like I love
Did they
that
respond?
shit. No.
That would have been great.
Neither
to
did the
have
fucking Biore Blackhead nose strip. I was like, this doesn't work, and they did respond, but they didn't give me anything free.
Well, we did that with Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's used
Oh,
to have.
yeah.
It came in a pink package. Well, that's a whole other thing.
You are gay.
I was going to say,
It was a pink package of milk
was.
chocolate,
It
a
was
milk chocolate bar.
completely
Okay.
It was the
pink.
best milk chocolate. Both
was
of us
just
were like,
milk
"Oh my god, this is the
chocolate.
best milk chocolate we've ever had." We used to go buy like 20 of them at a time.
Yeah.
They
Swear to God.
Did they
And
discontinue
then
it?
all of a sudden we saw that they weren't around. So after a few visits, we're like, "What the?" So we went. Said, where are these things? Yeah, we discontinued.
Yeah, we
So
called the
did-
corporate
We went
office.
first. We went on Amazon and we found like the last of them. So we
Yeah.
ordered
So
a
they
bunch.
stopped making them all together?
They stopped making them all
That's
together.
like the same company. Entenmann's stopped making chocolate-filled crumb. Who the fuck does that?
I don't know.
What's
They
wrong
still
with
have
this?
like apple, some flaky,
Yeah.
dry fucking thing.
It's torture. I don't know what
It's
the
awful.
heartless pricks. I don't know what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
Ever since they closed the one in
Iceland.
Bayshore.
Oh,
yeah.
Bayshore, yeah,
right
yeah.
on Fifth Avenue.
Remember
right?
that?
Yeah, that
you
was
go
the
on
best.
St. Patrick's Day and the icing would be all to the left side. 5 boxes for $1.
Yeah, you go in that little
Yep.
It looked
thrift
like
shop.
they
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
Borky from Life Goes On bake all the cakes. I could do it. Like those cakes were really
Yeah.
like the oven was like in a New York City apartment that's tilted.
They were like
Right.
50 cents a box.
They were
Yeah.
like 50 cents for a
fucking-
dozen.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Those are the best.
We're Nassau people. Pepperidge Farm had a store like that in
Oh, really?
Merrick.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. You could.
Wait, is that the one that's on that's on 110 by Adventureland? They had the Pepperidge Farm thing. You do a Wonder something.
Oh yeah, that was I think a Wonder Bread
something
place.
like
Oh, yeah,
that.
I remember that.
The one I'm talking
Yeah.
about was on Sunrise in Merrick. It's now a GameStop. But it's that's where we used to go all the time and get the 3-layer chocolate.
Oh, man, that's
God, it was so
that
good.
stuff. I don't miss it as what I
miss
really
it.
do miss, which is weird. I miss pizza and baked ziti, and I thought the thing that I would miss the most would be like Taco Bell, Burger King, cake. I miss pizza and baked ziti, but
Sure.
not enough to imagine life with like a stump. Does that make sense?
A stump?
Yeah.
Yeah, like diabetics are always getting amputees. Like I wasn't.
And you don't like.
I'm not. Well, if I had to do it,
Yeah.
I would get original. I like my stump would be like a lava lamp or bedposts.
Oh, yeah?
Bedposts that are like the canopy bed. Like I would switch
Right.
it up every day. A lamb.
Well, I actually just I've been starting to do stand up. I swear to God, I just did it, and I incorporate this into my act.
Get the fuck out of here!
As soon as you said stump, I'm
Let me
like, got
tell
him,
you.
got
Let me
him.
tell
Close
you
up of that,
what.
so-
So he took off his leg. Let me tell you what. Not for anything, and I don't watch porn anymore.
Why not?
Okay, I do,
addiction.
but I do it just to leave comments. Like Charlotte, your mother and I just want you to come home.
I think it's harder.
But-
It's harder to quit porn than it is baked ziti.
Quit watching porn.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get older though. Now I notice like the scar in the lower back, and like I feel bad for them.
Yeah, you start, once you feel sorry for them,
The eyes.
then it's yeah.
But
you're
a
like,
lot of those people in pornography, it's like walking up to a fucking diamondback rattlesnake. They will bite. You will be venomized. They've had a hard life.
yeah, they're rough.
They're rough. But there's a market for amputee porn.
Is
If you,
there?
what do you do for money? You talk about it on the air.
Actually, honest to God, this is.
This is it.
This is
so
it.
if
You
ever
might have
there's
another side career going on.
Would you let me do that?
No.
Come on.
Okay.
All right.
So if there's
Just a
ever,
guess.
if this ever, runs into trouble,
Yeah.
because no one listens anymore, everyone goes deaf. There's a market for amputee porn. There is.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I don't want to tell you how to run your art, but you can get creative with it. How to run your art. You can get creative with a fucking, a thing like that.
Wow.
You just know how to. People be like those guys that do the motocross, the crippled dudes. Now they may not be able to fuck, but they can fucking eat pussy like that. So an amputee, it's like when an Italian marries an Irish. She can't fucking cook. Lorraine, but I met her in church. She gives me a blowjob like Angela never could. My people, my aunts and uncles, you look good. ULLAGUH, you look good.
It's all one word. You look good.
You look good.
You look good.
Sky's huge. Sky's fucking huge. Frankie, Yale didn't help, huh? Sky's huge. We got chicken hearts in this family. Everyone's dead. Everyone from Brentwood High School worked at Entenmann's. Yeah, only when the fucking coke dealer got caught. Brentwood High. What was it, John? Ross? And what was the other one?
Ross and Sonderling.
Ross
I'm
and what?
from Sonderling.
Sonderling?
Sonderling, yeah.
That's where the rich kids went. It sounds fancy.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
it was the upperly
Yeah.
asshole kid.
Yeah.
We were Ross, me and John.
Yeah,
We
Ross
were
sounds like
Ross
where the
kids.
real kids went. My friend Joanne Rulo went there, and Jimmy Parisi Gay. They went, she's a fucking good person. She went to Ross. Her husband Carlos worked at Brentwood Market in the Cold Cut area.
Oh, bro, Mark's right up the street from where I grew up.
Left his wife. They've been married for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was a brute. Fort Apache, the Bronx. She was a brute.
Wow, yeah, rough area there.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Like
But are you, I'm 1971 born. What's your birthday?
70.
70, yeah, so we're the same age. That's right.
No, I mean, I'm 70 years old.
That's why
I'm kidding.
said, yeah. So, yeah, so, all right, cool.
There are some very good AIDS medications that have side effects where you look good
At 70?
at 70. Like, I remember that Raquel Welch was beautiful. You ever notice how that generation, like my dad's generation, they loved Raquel Welch and
Yeah.
Angie Dickinson?
And Sophia Loren.
Sophia Loren.
Loren,
She's still going.
hot.
Raquel Welch.
She's still going.
Yeah,
Raquel,
Raquel
Welch.
too.
Who was the Angie Dickinson is sort of still alive.
Yeah.
My friend used to call her whenever we would watch Dressed to Kill. My friend Ellen would always call her old crotch rot because she kind of looked
She had a rough look
she had
to
a
her,
rough
yeah.
look about her.
But she had a
Angie
strut, and yeah, she was sexy, man.
There was like an
Yeah.
11-year-old body double in the shower when she was like 60 and Dressed to Kill.
Cut to a smoking hot body, come back to her own face.
You know what? I don't have to do the scarecrow work anymore because Mr. De Palma gave me the job in Dressed to Kill, so I'm not working in that cornfield anymore in Indiana. I'm making her sound like my Aunt Ellie.
Yeah.
You know, Frankie, the Al-Qaeda wants Obama to get it so he can destroy America. Frankie, I saw it on the internet.
Everything's true on the internet.
On the Facebook.
Me and Don. All right, let me go. I got to go back on stage.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with
Yeah,
us. This was a
this
lot
was
of
so
fun.
much fun.
Man, you were
The-
great, dude.
This was
This
fun.
is really
Jiffy
a lot of
pop
fun.
culture.
Listen, look at Jiffy Pop Culture. This week is Fatal Attraction. It's very politically incorrect and funny. Like we talk about, do you remember Michael Douglas's kid in Fatal Attraction? She's like 4 and she has Nathan Lane's haircut. Like, who the fuck? We do a lot of, like, the trans people are going to get very angry after this episode.
That's I never even thought about that with that
What the
weird
fuck were they
haircut.
thinking?
Yeah.
Let a child say, I don't know what I identify as, if you're a modern parent who
Right.
uses like wooden educational toys, as opposed to like my parents would be like, you're not touching it till you're 18. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, we're doing Fatal Attraction this week.
Cool.
And what's next? I think Looking for Mr. Goodbar is next, or Little Darlings.
Oh,
Did you
Little
ever see
Darlings,
that
yeah.
movie? Because I'd never seen it.
That's Brooke Shields is in that.
No, sort of. What do you call it? But after, okay, this is how close it is. Because after Little Darlings, when I watched it on Amazon, Blue Lagoon popped up as like, if you like Little Darlings, you'll love
Yeah.
watching, Brooke Shields' tits when she was 14 and her mother was an alcoholic and made her do it. Little Darlings was that famous poster of Christy McNichol and Tatum O'Neal, Scrotum O'Neal, back to back.
That's
Yes.
And I'd
it.
never seen,
Yes.
but
Christy McNichol.
It
yeah.
is. It's supposed to be a comedy where they go to summer camp. The two
Yeah.
girls, whoever loses their virginity first wins. First of all, you have to wake up and go outside if you're a woman to lose your virginity. Or if you're lucky, go to your uncle's room down the hallway. It is the darkest. It's
Yeah.
a comedy, and Christy McNichol is riddled. Like her last little serotonin cell died last Gay Pride Day on 8th Avenue.
Yeah.
After doing drugs.
Well, she's gay, right?
She is literally, she invented denim. She makes Katie Lang look like fucking Cheryl Tiegs in 1978. And she's riddled with depression. It's supposed to be a comedy.
Wow.
All she does is cry. She loses her virginity, she just cries. It's so depressing, but that's what we talk about. It's fun.
Wow.
Jiffy Pop Culture, wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't, all go there at once because, we don't want to shut the system down. Everyone
Yes,
got
we
quiet.
One at a time. We'll go one at a time.
We don't want to. Yeah. But thank you guys for having me.
Thank
This
you,
was
Frank.
so much fun.
Yeah,
Please,
Yeah.
don't be
Man.
a stranger, man. Come on back.
I won't.
That'd be great.
You have to reach out to me, though, because I don't want to be a pest.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
well,
No.
I have no problem. I'll reach out.
I'll definitely be. I gotta. We all do our other shows too. I'll definitely hit you up. as
That'd be
well.
fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that'd be
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
And thank you. And good luck with the, what is it? what do they call it? Gay male tube career. There's a category, you know.
Oh, it's only gay,
amputee.
it's only gay porn.
No, there was a movie with
Now Tony's changed his whole mind.
Just so you know,
Hustler-
you
Hustler
can
White.
absolutely do this.
Remember, Madonna had a boyfriend who was like 13 when she was like 60 back in the 80s, Tony Ward. And he was in a movie called Hustler White, and there was amputee sex in it.
Really?
Yeah, so you could look at that for tips.
I will.
Pointers, so you're not as nervous the first time.
I was probably related to that guy. Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Frank Liotti, thank you, pal. This was
No
great.
sausage in your diet. John Wallinger, Beyond Meat does have fake sausage, and it's very good. But that's not the sausage he's talking about.
Sausage.
You know, he's not talking about that kind of sausage. He's talking about like that little fucking freak with the TJ Maxx pants on, that fucking footy Frank. Like Guido voice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it very much.
Good stuff right there.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he
man.
was awesome. That guy was great.
Cubs Radio.